President Donald Trump, that was him over the weekend in Mar-a-Lago after he raised more than $50 million for his campaign, shattering records. Billionaire investor John Paulson hosting the fundraising event, and it was incredible, breaking records, superseding what Joe Biden did at his ritzy New York City fundraising event, where he raised about $25 million. And the next fundraiser will be on Wednesday in Atlanta. Joining us now to discuss this topic, as well as the major issue that President Trump announced regarding abortion and women's reproductive rights, former acting attorney general and senior fellow at American Cornerstone Institute, Matthew Whitaker. Sir, thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, good to be with you again.
So President Trump, he issued a video a short time ago where he talked about safeguarding women's rights. He also talked when it comes to abortion and IVF, he said it should go back to the states. What do you think?
Well, several thoughts. I mean, the president gave a very clear position as to what he thinks and what he thinks kind of a post-Dobbs world look like. And at the end of the day, each state has adopted their own regulatory scheme. You have the radical states like California and others that have a sort of abortion up until the time of birth, which I don't think most Americans agree with. And then you have other states like Florida and my home state of Iowa that have taken a more restrictive approach to a 6-week heartbeat bill. But all of that to be said, this is a very politically divisive issue, and the Constitution provides that if it's not covered in the Constitution, then it goes back to the states to decide. And I think it's a very appropriate policy position to let the states ultimately to be the arbiters of this. And as this issue evolves both medically and politically, I think you'll see states adapt to that.
And let's take a listen to President Trump. He put out a video earlier today. It's about a 4-minute clip. We'll play a little part of it where he talks about abortion state laws and how they should go back to the state. Let's take a listen.
The states will determine by vote or legislation or perhaps both, and whatever they decide must be the law of the land. In this case, the law of the state.
What do you think about that, sir? I mean, you know, will this be part of the money that will be used for the fundraising to get the message out there? Because the Democrats, they try to make Republicans, the GOP, specifically President Trump, as the boogeyman. He's going to control women. He's not going to allow them to do whatever they want with their bodies. They can't have babies. They can't have IVF and all these things. And then there you have it. President Trump, he's trying to get the message out there that he just kind of wants a common sense approach to a very divisive and very difficult issue.
Yeah, no, exactly. And I think, you know, Republicans join Democrats on a bipartisan support of IVF and helping women and couples that can't otherwise conceive to have children. I mean, I think children are absolutely a blessing, and, you know, protecting life is one of the fundamental pillars of the Republican Party. It's unfortunate that Democrats unite only on this one issue. And I think that ultimately, you know, we are not a strong nation when we have this divisive issue hanging over us like a sort of that would hurt and separate our country. But, you know, it's better to have the states and ultimately the people decide this issue than Congress, who continues to be unable to barely pass a budget, let alone sort of address an issue that is this, you know, sensitive to many Americans.
Sir, I also wanted to get your reaction to Joe Biden. He's in Wisconsin. He's planning on announcing more student debt relief. What do you think? Is this another voter buy? You know, he's trying to pander to those young voters. He's trying to pander to those liberal institutions, all while using our taxpayer dollars.
Right, exactly. He is trying to give handouts to people that he thinks are part of his coalition so that they'll show up for him in November. But remember, if Congress hasn't passed the law and the president doesn't sign it, then I don't know where this power comes to give out billions of dollars of taxpayer money. And I don't know why we're making plumbers and electricians and folks that either haven't gone to college or have already paid off their student loans pay for those folks that, you know, got degrees that aren't as marketable as maybe they were led to believe. And so at the end of the day, I just think this is a total buy of votes, and I think it shouldn't get away with it. And I'm happy to see people like Chris Kobach, the Attorney General in Kansas, and other state attorneys general push back on this and try to prevent the president from doing this.